in my opinion, you came up in a world that you were only rewarded for success by being more determined or more concerned about who you should be rather than being yourself. And then you're like, fuck this. And then you exited that world and went through it on another way to now come back to have the perfect Venn diagram. And so, Liz, can you give me, as deep as you want or as shallow as you want, kind of the story arc that makes you the expert on this? Because I feel like you live in your truth now as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a guide. And I also met you in a transition period. And I think your story is incredible. The way that you get to kapow is incredible. And you're truly kapowing now from a place of alignment. And so with as much detail as you'd like, without divulging anything, and I will not say anybody's names to get anybody in trouble, but give me the story arc so we all know why you're the queen of authentic kapow.
Oh my gosh, I love this. So I'm going to start back. Before I became an entrepreneur, I always knew who I was. When I it was like as a kid, I just knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. I knew I was programmed differently to the world, to the norm of the world, and I was okay with that. Actually, no, I wasn't for a good period of time. And I was like, but I knew that I was going to end up being married to a woman. I just knew it. And it's not because I'm lesbian in any way, shape, or form. It was just who I am. And that's just how that one was going to pan out. But I always knew that there was going to be a bigger, brighter future for me. And I knew I could see it. I could see my path. I could feel my path. What I didn't know is that was not normal. It wasn't so normal to be so confident about who I am and what I'm here to do. I had no concept because it's just who I am. And the interesting thing is that when you come up in the entrepreneur world, when a lot of entrepreneurs are like, I don't know who I am and I don't know, you then start to learn to not be who you are because you start to make everyone else feel better. And I remember making my first, like, I don't know, $200,000 or $3, $4, something small and piddly. And people coming to me going, oh my gosh, Liz. And I was quote unquote the superstar. I was Liz Benny, the webinar queen, and this and that and the next thing. And so many people would come to me and say to me, oh my gosh, you're making it. How are you doing it? How are you doing it? I'm not. And I actually, because I'm an empath as well, I actually started to feel guilty. So I started to have survivor's guilt. I'm like, wait, I've gone from nothing to really stepping into, like, I'm just being a dick. Like when I was, doing webinars, like all the time, being a dick, caring for people, like having fun, shining. And then, it was really, really, really amazing. The entrepreneur journey, as it panned out, like stamped a lot of my truth out. Now that I'm actually going to take radical responsibility. I just heard myself. That was a victim statement. So I'm actually going to say, as a result of my belief systems at that point in time, they weren't as bulletproof as they needed to be. I didn't fully allow myself to step into the full essence of my truth as an entrepreneur. And I went up. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I crashed. And I had to go through this big period where I was like, wait, what the hell just happened? And I felt like I lost myself. I felt like I lost who I am. I felt like I lost my message. I felt like I lost my truth. I felt like I lost my pizzazz, my energy. And I felt like all I wanted to do was be unknown, be the opposite of what I knew myself to be. And it was amazing. It was this period of lostness where I actually did the most growth. And it took me to places, like I needed to go to places where I cut off from almost all of my relationships to get back to the essence of who I am, and then develop such bulletproof belief systems that they are impenetrable, whatever that word is, to the opinions of others that don't matter. So I guess, at this stage of the game, like I'm standing here saying to everyone right now, the entrepreneur journey is amazing, but don't you freaking dare build a business and make all this freaking money, then lose yourself in the process, because that sucks. It sucks. I was going to say it sucks ass, but whatever. I mean, I don't know if it sucks that much.
You can say whatever you want. I use metaphors all the time, and I was like, I should probably not say that since I've never tested that out, and I don't want to be able to stand in integrity. I was like, oh, it tastes like shit. I'm like, when was the last time you ate shit?
That's why I stopped. I'm like,
For a couple of years, I was like, it tastes like the smell of poop. That's what I would say. Like, it tastes like the smell of shit, because I've smelled plenty of it. But at least I'm in integrity with that. I'm in integrity.